Oh, here we go. Does this microphone even work? Like my own video. Oh, I can't do that? All right, then. How does this work? Pop out chat? Hey, what's up, boys? How's everybody doing? I'm gonna stream for like 30 minutes, and I'm gonna go for a run probably. Or probably just go to sleep. I'm not sure yet. Gotta get up at 5, hit them deadlifts tomorrow. Is the microphone okay? Got that Coke Zero going, you know. Basically protein shake. Also, it is 400 degrees in my house, so I have this fan back here. Sounds good. Thank you. I know it's got problems sometimes, so. How you guys doing? I'm not using OBS. I'm using the YouTube thing to live stream because I wanted to test it out. I don't know how good it is. I don't even think there's an option for me to share my screen. Nope. Oh, when's the Fortnite stream? Step 1, I have to get Drake's number so that I can call him up and stream with Drake, obviously. Can't just stream Fortnite without Drake. I have a remote job. I have a half remote job. Well, 60% of the time is remote. And then the job I had before this was full-time remote. The part-time job I have teaching students is remote. The job before that was part-time remote. The job before that was part-time remote. Full-time remote is pretty difficult to get. Mainly because it's just so competitive. No, I mean, no one, like everyone wants to work in their underwear. Don't have to dress up and go anywhere. The job that I have now, I had to fight for it, though. They didn't just give it to me. I had to ask in what was it? The offer letter? Yeah, the offer letter didn't include it, so I had to call my boss up and specifically be like, "Hey, I'll accept this if I can have 3 days." Was I ever a super heavy slacker? Okay, let me break that apart into 2 pieces here. I was super heavy. I was super heavy, right? Over 200 pounds, and slacker. Confirmed. Yes, all through college. I dropped out of college like 5 times before I finally finished it. I went to community college, got those general education courses done. And then I went to normal college, started doing mechanical engineering stuff, dropped out of that, decided I want to do international business just because I wanted to travel, see the world. So I started doing that, and I was like, nah, no thanks. So then I went to Finland, went to school there, and then after that, I dropped out and came back to the United States because Finland was too hard. What's up, dude? And then I tried to be a pilot. I don't know. School was never my forte. It's not like I wasn't ever bad at it. I just felt like, why do I like? My favorite part about being a programmer and like technical aspect or like lifestyle aspect, because like lifestyle aspect is probably just the culture of it. You're not going to find it. The oldest people you're going to find are like people that do like, just really old stuff. What's up, Julio? I am 27. My birthday is next month, and I will be 2 years away from the big 3-0. But I don't feel 27. I feel like I'm 20. And I just want to go back in time and punch myself for not doing more when I was 20. So yeah, the favorite part about being a programmer, number one, usually the work that you do counts. You're creating something on a day-to-day basis. At my engineering job, it was basically I didn't have anything to show at the end of the day. I didn't do anything, and it didn't really matter if I was there or not. So you're either creating or you're consuming, right? Those are the two categories that people fall under. I try to be in the productive category of creating stuff. Even though I'm not like an artist or anything, just I need to be producing. So that's my favorite thing about code. Least favorite thing about code, probably some of the bullshit culture. A lot of people stereotype you in there. There's a lot of comparing, like, oh, I went to computer science. Oh, you just went to code bootcamp, blah, 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 like, whatever. Some guy thinks one language is the best. Some guy thinks another one. Some guy's like, you could do that way better. You suck. Like, I don't know. What do I think about AI? AI is the future, obviously. You're either going to be the one writing the code for the robots to do it, or you're going to be in the position where your robot's about to take your job. My favorite Pokemon? I don't know. I still have my Pokemon cards. Probably Charizard. Maybe Mew. I think that's it. What was his name? Abracadabra is okay. The Singularity. Oh boy. Yeah, I think we're either in it and we just haven't been unplugged, or number two, we're pretty far away from it. I mean, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty hard to do. We have to get to like VR as a thing first. Algorithms and data structures are going to save your life in an interview, but I would say anything. Yeah, I that's about it. It depends on like what you learned at the bootcamp. Algorithms and data structures are going to help you answer those tricky questions of like, here's an array with an array inside of it that has a bunch of other things inside of it. Please flatten it and organize it. Like then you're gonna want to know, like you're gonna want to be able to process that in your head, how the steps you need to take to figure that out. Dude, best of luck. 10K bootcamp treehouse. 6-month part-time full stack code bootcamp. Is it online or in person? Not compared. Not if you want to do. All right. Let's start from the top. All right. 10K seems like a lot. Is there a job promise? Like, is there 100% guarantee of a job? Because in person, 6-month part-time, Good deal. Mine was 6-month part-time. The 10K online Treehouse tech degree, if there's a money back guarantee that you get a job, then I would do it. I think 10K is a little much. 10K is what you can you get a mentor. What are the projects? What's the curriculum? What's the boot camp that you're going to? Is college worth the money? Not if you want to be a software developer. If you want to be a CTO, maybe a computer science degree will help you move up in the management stuff. Great. My dogs are losing their mind. Some guy on a jog. Imposter syndrome. Yes, it still happens to me. Happens to me pretty weekly. Hacker you. Certifications. I mean, that's kind of what. So here's the thing, like with computer science and software, especially like web development or web applications, stuff like that, if you mess up, nobody's going to die, right? So you don't really need, okay, unless it's like managing. Obviously, there's a bunch of gotchas there. Don't quote me on that. But generally, making a mistake in code is pretty harmless. You make a mistake like as an engineer or a doctor, like you're building bridges, you're operating on people, then yes, I would not trust someone that says, I have a certification from online. I went to Dev Mountain and I got a job 3 weeks after I finished. It was part-time. It was part-time 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And it was $4,500, $4,500. And yeah, about 3 weeks. But I started applying because about a month before it ended, I started applying. They were like, wait until we review your link. And I was like, I don't have time for that. Like, I really want to switch jobs. I hate my job. So I started applying. And then they told me no. And then I was like, let me do part-time. And they were like, we'll think about it. And then they called me. They actually raised the price from $4,500 to $10,000 now. What's my timeline? My habits rocky, yes. Since I was working full-time, 12-hour shifts, I did the projects. We had a project like every time we went there, like usually once a week we had some sort of project or toy questions, fundamental stuff that we did. And I would take it home and I'd do the best that I could. But if I got stuck, I would Google a little bit. I don't know. It wasn't a full-time thing, so it's hard for me to put an hour cap on that. I just showed up and did the work the best I could. And a lot of times I didn't know what I was doing. Algorithms, let's see. So you need both, to be honest, Ken Trong. So you're gonna need both. They're either gonna whiteboard you, or they're gonna give you a take-home test where you have to apply everything that you've done in your side projects, plus those things like algorithms. They're algorithms. Why can't I talk? I can read those in my head snapper, but like I'm not taking the bait. You can throw more bait out there. See if I take it. Have I ever dabbled database development? Yeah. So the company that I work with has a lot of databases. Every client gets their own database, and we set it up for them. And I have to manage that sometimes. There's a lot of stored procedures involved for specific customers. Is the job market getting flooded with boot campers? I think it just depends on where you go. Yeah, it's pretty saturated, to be honest. It's you're gonna have to think outside the box. A lot of people just see boot camp and they're just like promise of degree, but you're still competing with all these other people, so you still have to think outside the box. Like you should be thinking that there is no box, and just do whatever it takes to get the job. Like your portfolio, your ability to interface with people and communicate, not be weird, not be like your stereotype neckbeard. You gotta walk up confidently to the interview, shake their hand. Yeah, good to meet you. Thanks for having me. Can I see your application? Why are you bringing me on? Like your ability to communicate. We use SQL, not Mongo. Just normal, just SQL. Job hunting tips. Depends on what job you want to get. Remote, you're gonna need a very, very good cover letter. You wanna know why everyone's going to tech? Everyone's going to tech because that's where the jobs are going. Your family doesn't seem like they think, like they're thinking very far out there. Like the jobs aren't going to farmers, Are you just Googling all these memes? That was a pretty good one. Job hunting tips. So remote cover letter's got to be on point. In person, cover letter still got to be on point. Message the hiring manager on LinkedIn. Well, actually, don't message the hiring manager. Message the other people that work there. Like if you're applying for like JavaScript developer, go on LinkedIn and then apply. Like go on LinkedIn and find people that are also the same title as they're hiring for, and then be like, hey, I think I saw that you're hiring here. That's what I did for the interview videos that I have. I messaged the CTO, the guy that interviewed me, the one that I just like struggle bust through, and like he hit me with all the surprises, all the curveballs. I messaged him on LinkedIn. I was like, hey, I read your blog. He's like, I don't know why my dogs are losing it. I was like, hey, I read your blog, and it was like all these points about how he classifies developers. Good way to roast them. Hold on, I'm gonna tell my dogs to shut up. Sorry. Or IT, but it seems like CAD drawings. But are you not doing bootcamp stuff? CAD drawings are okay. I mean, well, I don't really like CAD. I'm more of a SolidWorks person. Anita. Hello, Anita. Yeah, the old LinkedIn trick. That's a good one. You gotta turn on your creeper mode a little bit when you want a job. CAD, computer-aided design, typically used for engineering and drawing blueprints. SolidWorks is the 3D version of that. CAD is typically 2D. It's used a lot in HVAC, so heating and cooling stuff. That's used in a bunch of stuff. Blueprints for buildings. It's like the top-down view of a blueprint type deal, or just designs like that. SolidWorks is where you make actual pieces of machine, and then there's options that let you connect it, and then you can run simulations on it. You can run like force simulations on it. What's the twisting? Like the torque simulations to see if stuff will break. It's pretty neat. That was my favorite part about mechanical engineering, was like designing the machines, like creating stuff. Again, I guess I just like to create stuff. My girlfriend. It's my girlfriend. So I just started Python. What websites or books do you recommend developing algorithms? You just started Python, automate the boring stuff. What's up? You want to buy some chocolate? All right. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? They're going to lose their stuff. I'm streaming. All right. Girlfriend's out the window. She's trolling the stream. Automate the boring stuff with Python is good. Sorry, Greg. That's a good one. I have that on Udemy. Would recommend. Web development, UI, UX is there's always a need. You just have to be good at it. React developer interview. Make sure to know that React lifecycle. I bombed that question because I thought he wanted like application lifecycle instead of the React lifecycle of like components mounting or unmounting. Yeah, what Timble said. Learn Python the hard way is also, that's like a book though. And then automate the boring stuff with Python is fun because You can turn tedious tasks into fun stuff. What's up, Fondle? Fondle me? UI UX is you have to be exceptional. I was actually researching UI UX stuff today, and there was like a Henry Ford quote that was like, basically you have to be solving problems in UI UX that people don't know need to be solved. So it's like Henry Ford's quote was like, if I asked them what they wanted, they would say faster horses, right? People don't know that they want cars. So you have to be looking for problems to solve that people don't know that need to be solved yet. So you got to be ahead of the curve in that game. I don't have any experience with Golang. I know my CTO used it when I was at my emotional support looking. My CTO used that at the startup where he's transitioning or dabbling with Golang, but I don't know too much about it. I just know it's Google's language. Look. How are you guys doing tonight? It's a Monday. Watching me talk about code. The Go programming language. Looking at the syntax, it looks like a mix. Actually, I don't know. It's not a very good example. It looks okay. I don't really know what you use it for. I mean, I guess I'm not really. Henry Ford made a lot of money and he was good at business. I don't really know much else about him. Literally just read that quote today. Dude, what's up? That one doesn't pronounce right, Snapper. You got to try again on that one. The product I use for my hair, I have it's called hair powder. I forget what it's called. I got it off Amazon. See you, dude. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be interviewing my very, very, very first code bootcamp. Eight-week development course. What is it like? Is it online? Is it in person? Do you have goals? Hopefully this Friday I can interview my bootcamp teacher. Like, he was hard. He was difficult. A company that's offering it. Site source. Oh, broker network? What? Looks okay. I don't really spell it on. Free. Oh, there's a lot of free stuff out there. This website looks pretty bare bones though, so I don't really know what's going on here. Looks like a template. If I inspect the page, sources. It's made with Squarespace. Why would a development firm make their site with Squarespace? What do I think about UCI Bootcamp? I don't know. Let me Google it. How much does it cost? Tell me how much it costs and tell me if it has a money back guarantee. How long did it, after boot camp, did it take for, like, I still don't know what I'm doing a lot. There's a lot of tasks that I get, and I'm just like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to figure it out as I go. And eventually, it doesn't seem that way. Eventually, the tasks start to turn into similar things, and you're like, all right, I've done something like that before, let me remember. Okay, I've done something like that, let me remember. 11K, but is there a money back guarantee? So I would say I'm at like 3 years, almost 3 years now. So it's kind of like coming full circle. IT job, starting with bootcamp. What do you mean IT job? Money back guarantee, as in like, do they promise you a job within X amount of time or you get your money back? And it depends on how, so Vicky Yagdev, it depends on how well you do and how diverse your portfolio is, but how deep each project inside of that portfolio is. It took me 3 weeks. Yeah, so there's a lot of courses now that are probably slightly cheaper than that, if not on par with that, that offer money back guarantees. Yeah, 3 weeks after completing boot camp, I got my first part-time software job. Yeah, they gave me I applied for a full-time job and they told me no. Link, is it porn? Can't see it. No. Yeah, you should look for something with a money back guarantee, in my opinion. Like, especially UC Irvine. You should know that you're gonna have a job if you're gonna spend that kind of money. Especially because there's a lot of competitors that offer that guarantee. What do I feel about Dev Mountain's part-time program? So part-time when I went was $4,500. You had to put $500 down. They mailed you a book. You had to read that book before you came, but they didn't actually check. They just said that you had to do it. And then you showed up 4 days a week. What else? So right now it's like 10,000, a little over 10,000 for part-time. And they've kind of they've switched up how the curriculum is done. So I think it's actually a longer after hours. Yeah, so you get 26 weeks. So that is 6 months, half a year to do after hours. Mine was 3 months. 3 months barely. And there were like 20, 30 people enrolled at first, and then there were like 3 people left. How it works. So you have 6 weeks online. That seems kind of like, oh, you have a one-on-one with your mentor. It's kind of neat, I guess. The full-time is in person, so yeah. Self-learning is doable. I have a video where I interview Katie. She's my coworker. She's self-taught. She just learned from Free Code Camp, Code Academy, all those places. And then she basically just taught herself to code, and now she's making that paper, and she can get any job she wants. And she works remote, so she can just, live that life. It's hard, but she's smarter than me. How do I evaluate my worth? I look at other positions that ask for the same skills, and I usually go with something similar to that. I'm not going to get nickeled and dimed. You shouldn't have to be like prepared for a job search. Like Indeed.com, Monster.com, Stack Overflow, We Work Remote. There's like a million websites. You don't really need to be. You don't need to like prepare. You just look, make a cover letter and a resume, make it good, make it look real good. So sorry, Chunwoo. Difference between part-time, full-time. Part-time, obviously 6 months. Full-time, 3 months, 9 to 5. They have employer meet and greets. I don't know how long they've been doing that, and I don't know how many employers are still doing it, or like if companies are like, all right, we have enough of your Dev Mountain student. Like, I don't really know. I just know that's the thing. Also, there's still no job guarantee there. Part-time program doesn't focus you on getting a job because I think the rate is a lot lower, so it's somewhere above 90% for full-time, and then I think it's like for my part-time thing, it was like 30%, 28%. I don't know. I had to harass him about it to get the number because I didn't know if I wanted to spend the money or not. And I really, I paced around my house for like 3 hours trying to decide if I wanted to put in a request for a refund. I'm not going to go to that website. I don't trust you. I'm not doing it. Stop spamming. Helio training. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes away from me. I've seen it before. I think they have a money back guarantee. I think boot camps at first didn't start off with boot camp or job promises, job guarantees, and then more and more started popping up. So they had to kind of offer that. And I think they were kind of testing the boundaries to see how well like boot camp students would be accepted into the software world, and it seemed to work. And then they were like, all right. Helio training. I think I applied to be a part-time teacher there once, and they just ignored me. That was neat. Full stack, immersive. 13 weeks, 8 to 5. Stack looks okay, I guess. $9,950. Oh yeah, tuition reimbursement guarantee. That seems reasonable. If you don't get an offer in software within 6 months of graduation, we'll reimburse you. My bootcamp is still in business, but I recommend UCI or not. So it's hard for me to say. Like, are there a lot of other boot camps around you? Like, what are your options? Are you willing to move? Can you move? Do you want a certain stack? You have to give me more info. I don't know your personal situation. 20 viewers. Thank you. Oh, we had 20. We had 20. This is new all-time high for the channel. I must high five all of you and you and you and you get a car and you get a car. Where's that meme? Someone post that meme. Personal website, html5up.com. I am from the United States. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and now I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. SMU Bootcamp, Southern Methodist. Yeah, let's look at that. You got to make sure the bootcamp that you go to is not just like a money grab. Everyone's just getting on that coding bootcamp training because everyone's like, oh, software job. Like, it's going to get harder as time goes on. Well, that's good. Material covered in this course is subject to change due to market demand. It's cool that they say that. Guarantee, I guess, graduate. One-on-one coaching. How much this costs? Where is... Oh, they want me to put my first name and last name on my email so they can call me and be like, do you want to join? How much that cost? Yeah, html5up.com is a good one for you. There's also a lot of grab a template. Don't start from scratch. If you do start from scratch, use a friggin' boilerplate. No one makes websites from scratch anymore. Why am I not focused? Please focus. There we go. Don't make a website from scratch. Free for you. What are your other options? Are you willing to consider other options? Oh yeah. So there's Lambda School. I don't know. Some dudes in Discord talk about Lambda School. I'm actually working with them. I'm not like working for them. I'm working like with them. Basically I'm just gonna like do an overview of what they are and put that on my channel. But basically there's like no tuition. And then after you get a job making 50K or more, then you have to pay back, I think it's like 17% of your salary for 2 years. But it's online. That one's pretty neat. I don't know how that one hasn't come up yet. That's actually where my very first bootcamp teacher, he worked at Dev Mountain. He went to Hack Reactor. Then he started working at Dev Mountain. Well, first he went to college. He dropped out. He's like, I don't know, this is stupid. Then he went to Hack Reactor, which is really hard to get to. And yeah, dude, Lambda School. He went to Hack Reactor, and then right after that, he started working for, I think, iFit. Yeah, iFit, and then Dev Mountain. And then he quit that, and he made his own bootcamp, and now it's Lambda School. So he's a super smart guy, and I'm going to do like an overview video with him, and then I'm going to interview him and ask him, like, tell me about your story. Tell me about what you look for. And then I think if I can, I kind of want to like shadow their program just to like see what it's like, see what other people are doing, and just kind of put that, like, I try to stay as unbiased as possible, and I can present the information to you, but I will not like, I'm not going to be like, do this, do that, do that. Like, I don't want to be in that position. I can present it and present some arguments so that you can make a decision, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, because then I'm held responsible for that decision of telling someone what to do, like giving them bad advice. I can give you advice on how to make a good decision. I'm not going to tell you which one to make. Good boot camps for learning iOS. A lot of boot camps offer iOS. I'm not sure. A lot of them are most of the ones I know are web dev. You make 77K in your current job, not tech. Possible Dallas area starting. Is it? Yeah, it's 77's pushing it. I think I don't know. 77 is pushing it. You're gonna have to take a pay cut probably. I made 68,000 at my very first job, like $67,400 something a year at my mechanical engineering job. And then I made $18 an hour doing software. And then I made $50,000 doing software. Then $65,000 doing software. Now, well, yeah, I make enough. No, don't work an unpaid internship. That's like, if you're in the U.S., don't. Well, I don't know if you're in the U.S., but don't. We're probably gonna have to take a pay cut for like 2 years, and then the opportunity for you to go well into the six figures is super easy after a couple years. If I had to go to boot camp again, I'm 28 years old. Sleep. Let's go sleep. Well, I'm actually 27. I'll be 28 next month. What would I do differently? I know the things that I'm like weak on that I should have focused on more. That could have helped me get a job. I probably would have branched out beyond what they advised in the boot camp. Like, we only did Angular stuff, and then we did parse. Have you ever heard about parse? Probably not, because it doesn't exist anymore. So that was neat. That was like 3 weeks of our curriculum, and they went out of business. So that was cool. Probably would have ignored those 3 weeks and done something else. If you're talking about like motivation and studying, then I don't know. I'd probably do something similar. Just show up even when you don't know what you're doing. Just show up. Obviously, don't get to the point where you like have no idea what you're doing, but as long as you're understanding at least like a percentage of it, it's okay to feel like you don't know what you're doing, but in reality, you probably have some idea. You're just getting like a small portion of it, but you feel kind of like overwhelmed because other people are. I went to school for mechanical engineering. I have a degree in mechanical engineering. Where is it? This is my degree in my glorious purple finished degree here. Where's it at? Nothing finished. Is it? Bachelor of Engineering, blah, 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 blah. Yep. It was like 255 credit hours. That's what I got. I don't like the culture of mechanical engineering. My passion about HTML. There's only so much you can do with it, but it's neat, I guess. Mechanical engineering, I mean, job-wise, it's okay. Like job growth, it's okay. You're always going to need engineers. I just don't like that good old boys vibe, you know? Like, gotta wear that button up in them khakis every day, and you gotta play that corporate game. There's just no like. Have you seen like a startup mechanical engineering company? No, they've all been around for like 400 years. Like, there's just not that. The culture is not that. It's not right for me. I don't fit in. I can't play that corporate ladder game. When I apply for a job, they look at my degree. I've had questions. I think some people think that I'm not a United States citizen when they see it, because it says Bachelor of Engineering, and then it says Finland, right? I put the location of the school on there. And they're like, I think a lot of people just eliminate me. When I first started applying, when I first graduated, and I was applying to the U.S., I put like a little note in my cover letter, like, I am a United States citizen, and I'm willing to relocate. And then people started responding. Do I lift? I lift this food to my mouth, you know? Dude, I gotta lift every day. You know, I have nothing. I got no glycogen in the muscles, you know? Got no shape right now. I gotta go eat. CSSP. I don't know what that is. Center for the Study of Social Policy. Dude, I'm passionate about Center for the Study of Social Policy. I knew, well, okay. Let me be as accurate as possible here. I knew ladder logic. We learned PLC programming, which is not the same. It's like hardware programming. So you had to connect to PLCs, which is like a manufacturing conveyor belt. And then you have like the vacuum that comes and like lifts the item up and then moves it and then does that. Or there's like a certain type of sensor that senses colors. So there was like a test we had where it would go down the conveyor belt, and you had to write the logic so that if it was a red little thing coming down the belt, it would get pushed off. And if it was black, it could keep going, right? So then you had to like use physics to figure out that like the black one absorbs the laser hitting it, and like the red one would reflect. And yeah, that was kind of neat. So I knew a little bit like ladder logic. But not really. When they gave me the code test, like the entrance exam, to make sure that you're really into it for Deaf Mountain, I didn't know anything. It's called PLC programming. There's different companies have their own thing. So I learned Siemens programming logic. Am I gonna work for Google or Facebook? Nah, I'm not really interested in Google or Facebook. I Googled it. I finagled my way through the code test pretty much. I had a friend I messaged a lot on Facebook. He's like, you haven't talked to me in like 3 years. I'm like, bro, I got to do this boot camp. I'm dying at this job. So he helped me. Your friend is a mechanical engineer. What does he need to do to get the job? SolidWorks, CAD. Dude, I don't think that I'm the smartest person in the room, and that's kind of how I try to keep things. Like, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room because, like, then what? Like, I want to be learning stuff. It's not what I'm about. Like, it's always uncomfortable because you don't, like, these people know more than you. Like, if you have like pride and ego problems, then I guess it can be like, well, that's not cool, and you can like start comparing yourself. But it's like, if you look at them as like resources and learning resources, like mentors, then that's like the best place to be. Because then you work your way up to their level, and then you move on. Go get better people. Just climb on up. Arrowroot powder in your vegan beet cookies. I don't think that you should make those cookies. That is my opinion. I think that you should take those and you should slide them off, and then just put them on the floor. And actually put them back into the ground where they belong. Beet cookies. No. Yeah, the whole landing a job 3 weeks after completing it was me applying to a lot more jobs than just the one. But that's the thing with looking for a job, though. Like, doesn't matter how many jobs say no. All you need is one person to say yes, and your whole life has changed. Like, there doesn't need to be a ratio of like 3 yeses to 4 no. Like, all you need is one yes. That's it. Then that you have your chance and you're done. Well, companies think if you're more, so step one, you need to full stack. Step one, grow a beard. Step two, talk about home brewing your beer. Step three, make sure to wear tall boots, wear skinny jeans, wear a button up, also get the glasses, and then get a gentleman's cut. And then make sure to talk about organic everything. I don't know. Whatever, like every job I've been to, I'm the only dude that wants to go like lift weights after work on like a Friday. It's like, you want to come to the pub? No, dude, I want to go lift weights. I don't want to go party. I want to go work. I want to go learn. You bought some of that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you've reached your maximum capacity. Electronics technician, back-end development instead of full stack. Full stack is back-end development. Why would you limit yourself to one side? Full stack does both. I used to get like, if I feel like if I'm not like progressing, then I'm not like, it's not good. Do I watch Silicon Valley? No, but I should, right? Because they're supposed to be super relevant episodes. Am I on LinkedIn? Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. Gotta be on LinkedIn. Does my boss think I'm antisocial? My boss quit, so I don't really have a boss right now. Kind of in that limbo stage. I kind of just have to make the work that I know needs to be done and do it. Don't drink on Fridays. Well, I don't really drink in general. I don't care. I mean, I'm indifferent about it. Like, you want to go do it? That's cool. I just rather go do other stuff. Makes me sick. Alcohol makes me sick. Front-end developer, engineer. I don't know. The people with computer science degrees that say there's a difference. Not really. Did I get a reference? Yeah, I got one. I messaged your first thing. I said, hey, you got to write me. You gotta write me a recommendation letter. What does a company expect from part-time programmers? What do you mean? Probably the same as full-time programmers, just less work done. My boss quit and I got her, I'd say maybe 20, 25 hours. That's what I asked for. When I got my part-time job, I said, hey, can I have 20 hours a week? Just like, I just threw a number out there and they're like, yeah, that sounds really good. Then I asked for 25, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. I got her a box full of chocolates. I got her a mixed bag of like Reese's and Kit Kats and stuff like that. Yeah, they probably give you some smaller tasks. Most likely they'll just give you bug fixes. That's what they gave me. They're like, we need you to create this page and we have a bug. Kick in the box. Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. We'll show you your message. I don't care. It prompted me. Yeah, they'll probably just give you some easier tasks to do, like bug fix or create this single page or do some styling or fix this data in the database. Probably bug fixes. Or you can ask for a larger task and just say it's going to take me a month to do it. What? Am I happy? Yeah, dude. I am happy. I'm happy that people want to show up and I can like answer questions. I'm really surprised that people show up. But it's cool because then I can hopefully if just one person, if I say something and just helps one person, that's all I want. Just want, if I can do this, you can do it. I feel so underqualified for a lot of the stuff I'm doing, but I realize that's just fake and in my head. And I feel like some of the stuff I say, people are gonna be like, that's not true. Maybe it's not, and I messed up. And that's enough to like put people off entirely from doing this. What is best in your opinion, web dev or software engineer? Web dev is exclusively web development. Software engineer does a little bit of everything. React, absolutely for career growth, 100%. Angular keeps changing. They come out with a new Angular like every year now. They're on like Angular 4 now, and then people are still on Angular 1. Well, I subbed to your channel. Yeah, dude, let's do it up. Sub it up. Questions you should ask for starting your code bootcamp. What is the industry like? Well, you're doing the treehouse, right? Why not WordPress? Why not WordPress? Just WordPress everything. You don't even have to do anything. Just drag and drop. Boom, web developer. Might as well just put software engineer, blockchain extraordinaire on your resume if you learn WordPress. Credible source. I think there's a website that reviews them. I don't think it's biased. I think, yeah, it's like Quartz Report. It's like the Yelp for code bootcamps, I think. I don't think you can pay to have your stuff at the top either, which makes me wonder how they make their money. Yeah, you can go to Course Report. That looks okay. Just read the reviews. Or Quora. Quora.com is a good place. Let me post it. Oh, they get referrals. I can't click on your name there, so I can't sub to it. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Like typical interview question. Depends on. I mean, I don't know what you want to do in 5 years, but in 5 years, I see myself working for myself. So hopefully, I wouldn't have to answer that question at all because no one would be interviewing me. I'd just be working, doing what I want. Do I track my calories? No, I used to, but then it got too tedious. And it took like all those moments of me like setting food on the scale and like measuring it to see how much calories it was like started adding up. I have a rough idea of how many calories I eat and how many I burn. I don't necessarily need to be like super ripped. I just want to be functionally fit, able to do push-ups, pull-ups, run really fast for a long amount of time. Intermittent fasting. That's actually what I do every day. So intermittent fasting, I usually wake up at about right before 4:45 in the morning, and then I don't eat until 1 o'clock, and then I usually eat until I go to sleep, which is sometime in the next hour from now. So from 1 o'clock to maybe 10:30, or sometimes I'll push it past that. I don't know. I try to get 8 hours of window, but it changes. Sometimes I'll have like a tiny little snack right at 1 o'clock, and then have a huge meal later at night. It helps me. It helps me. Like number one, you can splurge because you have a calorie deficit that you need to fill, and then it boosts your growth hormone. 8 hours every day. I used to eat from 4 to 10 p.m. It's a 6-hour window. And like right about like 1 o'clock, I'd make some pre-workout and then drink it because caffeine puts away the hunger. And then about like 3:45, I'd be done working out, like, and finally home and like showered and all that stuff. And then I'd be really mad on the days I didn't work out and I didn't drink any pre-workout or have any caffeine. I was not a very pleasant person, so I had to open that window some more. Do I eat meat? Yes, I do. It was really weird. Running fasted, I run better. Like I don't get as tired running fasted. I can lift the same amount of weight, usually more, when I'm fasted. I don't know. A lot of energy goes into digestion. So would I ever eat dog meat? No, probably not. Maybe on accident. I don't know. Do I feel smarter fasted? What? Chicken and veggies? I eat a little bit of everything. Like tonight, I had like 4 Reese's cups, so that was cool. Yeah. I mean, I track the best I can, but I work out pretty good. Like if I can see like at least 4 abs and then like the other 2, if I flex, then call it good. Mental clarity. I think I get more mental clarity right after like meditation for about an hour or 2. How much do I squat? I don't know. I've never done a PR. My knees pop. It doesn't hurt, but it's not comfortable. So I don't push myself to a 1 rep. That's my weak point, to be honest. Legs are my weak point. But I don't want to blow out my knees before I'm 40. Like I stretch and stuff and I try to do everything I can, but they pop. Like just me sitting down and standing up. £30, that's a lot. That's good though. JavaScript harder than Python. I think you'd have to define hard. Syntax is pretty easy. So I follow Nick Bear. I have to look at this. Nick Bear Fitness. Oh, I remember him. I remember seeing his videos like in the like way back. The dude's like in the army, right? And he's like super ripped. Can't tell if is he on the anabolic chicken? I can't tell. I need to see his vascularity to decide if he's on the anabolic chicken. Probably not, since he's in the army, but he looks pretty huge. What does that even mean? 12-week challenge? So the book I read was by Mike Matthews called Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. Yeah. Then he has another one, Beyond Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. The dude's pretty, like, this is like an advocate for lifting heavy. Everyone's leaving because they don't want to talk about fitness. Am I going to create a course? I thought about creating an HTML and CSS course and putting it on Udemy. I think that would be neat. I started working on it. I made a curriculum outline. I just have to flesh it out some more. But are you talking like a course for fitness? Actually, I don't know. I've had so many other ideas for business besides coding and using the coding knowledge I have to like make businesses. I thought about drop shipping some stuff. Where's my boxes? I made like boxes and stuff. But I feel like an outcast, 120%. I feel like an outcast because when I don't want to talk about coding all the time. Positioning and floats. How about just Flexbox? You don't need any of that. I use VS Code. And then before that, I used PHP Storm. But VS Code is top notch now. Used to suck, but now it's good. Yeah, so I don't always want to talk about code at work. And it gets pretty old with people that are like, hey, check out this new thing. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, can we just talk about life? Can we talk about like, I don't know. You'd be surprised at like how many devs don't even play games like at all. You want to talk about Overwatch? What's that? What do you just go home and code? After you code all day? Like, what do you go outside? I mean, I know you have to be inside to play Overwatch. Everyone uses Bootstrap. Once you learn Bootstrap, you can't unsee it. Every website that I go to, I'm like, that's a Bootstrap button. That's a Bootstrap form. No, that's Bootstrap. Bootstrap, like everything is Bootstrap now. Day of Defeat, like old school, like 1.6 Day of Defeat, or like Source. Source is fun. I have all of them. I really think like Source is okay. It's just like it's not very accurate. I don't like the accuracy of the guns. What? Are we talking about Dragon Ball Z now? I guess she's okay. How do we go to Dragon Ball Z? We could talk about anime. Just kidding. I don't know much about anime. I mean, I know. Come places that you can own me, and then you can record it. Then you can post it. That'll work. I remember specifically when I was playing the American in Day of Defeat Source, the Thompson sucks. Like, burst fire. Like, almost CSS. What? I don't know. Oh, modern CSS. So even the icon is her. Come on, give me credit. I thought you were making a hair joke, because her hair is like, she has those bangs. Wow, I am autistic. I never used it. Looks chill. I'm more of a material design. Moving somewhere for a junior role. You hit up some meetups. Meetups are always good. They're awkward, but they're good. As long as you're not awkward, just be like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" And some guy's like, "Hi." Then just be like, "That's cool, man. What you do? What's your name? Where you work?" I moved from Finland to the I moved from Finland to the United States for my mechanical engineering job, and I moved from Finland to Salt Lake City, Utah, where I knew no one and have no family. And that was weird. I just lived in an apartment with a little car, didn't know anybody. Now I have a girlfriend and a house and 2 dogs. What happened? You can do it, dude. You'll be all right. Yo, peace out, dude. You gotta hit me, DM it to me on Instagram or something. I can't. It doesn't let me click on your name in chat. Do I keep in touch with the ex-wife? No, I do not. Yeah, dude. 2 dogs are the way to go. The doggos are chilling. They're probably begging for food in the kitchen, to be honest. The ex-wife, we are not okay. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't talk to her. She blocked me on all the things. Material design is a design standard built by Google. You've probably seen it. Story time. No, that's not. I don't want to do that. I don't want to destroy her credibility and everything on a stream. It didn't work out. She told me she wanted a divorce on Christmas Day. So I was like, no, we're not getting a divorce. Why do you want a divorce? That's random. I was gonna, hold on. All right, we'll do the story in just like. Oh, she kept my last name. So she's like the only one with my last name in Finland. So that's sweet. I don't know why she kept my last name. Because she had the equivalent of like Smith. So she wanted to be different. Here, material design. Yeah, so basically what happened was they're married for a while, and she started not being happy for whatever reason. I don't really know. Still don't know to this day. I asked her, I was like, what's wrong? Nothing. We're just different people, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, she just said, I want a divorce. And that day happened to be Christmas. And I was like, are you kidding me? No, we're not getting a divorce. And then she's like, we're getting a divorce. And I was like, no, we're not. And then one day she came back with the paper, like the divorce paper. And she was like, sign it. And I was like, no, get that shit out of here. I'm not signing that. We'll work it out. And then she brought it again. And I had like a meltdown. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll sign the paper. Here you go. We're done. And then she lost it. And I had to re-sign it like 3 months later. I was like, all right, for real? All right, just take it. We're done. Leave. Obviously, it was a lot more emotionally draining than that. Oh, yeah. Also, when you're married in Finland and you have a visa for being married, they take that visa away. You have 6 months to be in the country until they take your visa away. And I also had 6 months left of school. So like I was on the same, I had a timeline. If I didn't graduate school within 6 months, I would have been deported back to the United States with like 99.9% of a degree. And I would not have been able to get a job because 99.9% of a degree doesn't transfer back to the United States, but a full degree does, clearly. Because I tried to transfer my credits one summer to like keep going to school. And like I came back for an internship in the summer. I tried to basically transfer my credits over, and they were like, what is this? I was like, yeah, I want to take this robotics course. And they're like, well, you need to take calculus too. I was like, yeah, I already did that there. It's just named differently. Oh, sorry, you're going to have to start from zero. And I was like, okay. So basically, the credits don't mean shit, but the degree does if you complete it, which would have super sucked because then I would have had like, been so close, and I would have had to restart the entire thing from scratch here in the U.S. And so I ended up finding a job before I graduated. And so right when that day came, actually I left before they could deport me. So I wasn't deported. I legally left. But, I was having like nightmares. If I had failed one course, one single test, failed anything just one time, I would have been so screwed. I would have been like, I would have had to wait to like, retake the course, which would take 6 months. Hello, Katie. I would have had to retake the course, but I didn't have 6 months to wait to like retake the course. I had one chance. Do they have? Yes, they do. They have marriage for everybody. Actually, I don't think they have marriage. I think it's like a civil partnership. That's like the label in Finland. It's like civil partnership, but it has the exact same thing as marriage. It's just literally the name is different. That's it. How much, Jack G? I read your message, and then you retracted it, so I can't answer it. How much is sufficient as a starter salary in the U.S.? I'd say 45 to 55 is a starter salary. Jay Sanchez wants to message me on LinkedIn. Thanks for the live chat. You're welcome, dude. Accept, open, subscribing to the channel now. Subscribed. Done. Thought I was on Discord. What a bitch. Sure, why not? Oh yeah, I was talking about Katie earlier. She's totally self-taught. She is 100% self-taught, and she is way smarter than me. Please go to her with all your questions. I'm like Forrest Gump compared to her. Right? I am not a smart man. Updates on my project with the blockchain peeps. I am going to film B-roll this week. Yeah, dude, interviewing is the best and the worst because then you get that shot at the job. I'm going to go film B-roll this week. Hopefully, if the CEO and the CTO are there, then I can interview them. But You're welcome, Jack. Anytime you got questions, just hit me up, dude. Hit me up on the Discord, send me an email, message me on Instagram, whatever you want. So I wrote them a whole proposal. So we're going to do a few overview videos. One is like overview, what they do, how they operate, what their goal is, where they're going, where they're going to be, roadmap, all that stuff. Kind of film like with my drone, get a nice backdrop shot. And then I'm going to do a CTO interview, what makes Rolang different than Solidity, stuff like that. And then I'm going to do day in the life of a blockchain engineer. So that'll be cool to film, or really boring, one or the other. So could go both ways. And then what else? Oh, what it takes to be a blockchain engineer. So that'll be like just a video about like what they look for and how they hire blockchain engineers. Do they care if you have a degree or not? I think that'll be a neat video. And then they want to do like a deep dive on their tech and videos like that. Oh, they also want me to produce a podcast for them. So it'd be a 30-minute podcast like once a week or once a month, bi-weekly. I don't know. They want me to do a lot of stuff, but we're still working through the specifics. I just know that I'm going to go get B-roll. I was going to do it tomorrow. I'm not sure about tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. And then on Friday, hopefully on Friday, Thursday or Friday, I can get that interview with the OG bootcamp teacher. Like his name is Ben Nelson. Dude, he's so smart. He thought I was dumb. Like dude, I lose focus. Like I can't code for 8 hours straight. Like that just doesn't happen. That's why I like remote jobs, because they let me split the day up. I can code real good when I wake up. I'm real creative, got good ideas, code real good in the morning. Then I have to split that day up, and I have to do a little bit later in like short spurts throughout the day. So you can get a good 4 hours, maybe 3 hours of like solid work. But being in code, this is the problem with code, is that 8 hours of being at work doesn't mean 8 hours of productivity. Especially some problems are just a lot more difficult than others, and they can be more draining. So hours work doesn't always mean hours of productivity. Dude, obviously mental clarity from the fast. Obviously. I had to explain this to my boss. That was part of my argument. I was like, look, there's some problems that like I just can't. They're taxing and I need a break, but you're requiring me to be here in this cubicle for 8 hours. That is why I'm requesting that you let me work from home. So when I do that, I can get up, go clean my house, go work out, go make food. Like, just let me walk away. It's not like, you know. Okay, back up. Graduated 2.5 years ago. Stopped coding. I don't know, Jack. I don't think you should learn Angular. I don't think it's going. I think React just came out with something the other day that I was reading about, that they're changing it up. Some revolutionary technology that they're adding. Katie, tell me what it was. Pointer events? Reach router? React suspense? I don't know. I got nothing. I remember there's something super cool coming out. Oh, you want the... All right, hold, sending link. See, I don't even know what that means, Katie. You're like, ooh, pointer events. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. See, she's so smart. She gets excited about this stuff. I'm just trying to understand what it is. This is why I did so terrible on that test. Dude, so Jack, what you're describing right now is called the sunk cost fallacy. Just because you've been doing something for a while doesn't mean that you have to keep doing it. That's your choice. Don't make yourself feel guilty about something just because you spent time on it. It can always change. So when you say pointer events as a cursor event, like a mouse click event, that makes more sense than like C and pointers, like C++ pointers. I think those are different. Oh, on pointer enter, on pointer leave. Oh, that's neat. That's like jQuery stuff right there. It makes more sense to put it in context. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, Jack. I'm just saying, like, I would go. So you got React, right? And then you got React Native. And then you got, so what am I drinking? I'm drinking the old protein shake. Did I have to learn data structure? No, not for my first interview. So my first interview, I bombed it because I didn't learn that. Alan, what is up? Also, I think Taylor is still driving. I think Taylor's going to get to like, no, Alan is Katie's husband. Taylor's like still on the road going to Idaho right now. Apparently he's supposed to check in his hotel at like 1 a.m. Then he has to get up at like, he has to be on the road to the farm at like 7:15. So he can walk around and pig poo all day. Alan. If that's your real name, I think your parents might have been trolling you. Advanced React Redux. I don't know. I'm not that advanced with Redux. I could maybe set it up and use it. Maybe like Udemy. Should you focus on Node? Node's good. React is good. I don't really like Ruby on Rails that much. Not a huge fan. There's a lot of magic behind the scenes, a lot of keywords that do a lot of different stuff, and it can be easy to like mess that up. And if you want to do something custom, you have to fight the Ruby on Rails magic. Dude, John, you're sitting on campus. Which one? You in Salt Lake? Are you in Provo? You in Dallas? What up, fam? Oh, you're way down there. That's cool. I never been to the Provo campus. They didn't let us come. They had a meet and greet for the full-time web dev students. Well, we were part-time, and they wouldn't let us go. They're like, sorry, exclusive membership required. Okay. Do I listen to music while coding? Yeah, I usually like beats, lots of beats. Like just like chill beats, like lo-fi, chill hop lo-fi music. I like that. Something without lyrics to distract me from my own thoughts. So yeah, you should learn data structures. They're going to get, well, maybe not data structures, but algorithms are for sure going to be asked. Just got in. What were some of my first projects as a front-end developer? I had to create a page. I had to create a page that would allow people to opt out of a tracking system in Ruby on Rails. But I was like the front-end Ruby on Rails guy. So I had to learn Ruby on Rails from scratch. I didn't know it at all. So that was neat. And then what else I had to do? Oh, I had to manage some sign-up forms at my PHP job. What else? I think. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. What did I have? I had a silly little workout app that I built in Angular and I hosted on Firebase. And it was basically like, you input like, we had like a select, like a check, like a drop down. You'd like pick what body type you want or something. And it was like athletic or like build muscle or something like that. And then you typed in your weight and all that stuff. Yo, John, peace out. Go enjoy all the free stuff at campus. I think they have like a soda machine and stuff. I just really like soda. I don't know. I got a lot of that at mine. Yeah, good to have you. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. Best of luck. Got any questions? Hit me up. Ping pong and soda. Yeah, that's what we had. All the different combos. But I think they locked it. They told us like we can use it whenever, even after you graduate. And they promptly removed that. So people are taking advantage of it. I was part-time at Dev Mountain, yes. Later, dude. Yeah, so before I had a job, I just had a little workout app where you picked like what type of body type you had and you put in like all your info and it just calculated what you need to do and then it displayed, like it slid in. I used jQuery with Angular. It's stupid, I know, but it slid in like a workout that you're supposed to do. That was my only one, like real project besides stuff I found on Udemy, just following along with, and then I was changing the styling to be unique, like my own. How are the floofs? Floofs are good. Julie's in there eating food. I can hear the occasional spoon hitting the side of a bowl, so I assume she's eating. Best guess, probably macaroni and cheese. So they're probably begging for food. Can I do a video on interview questions? I kind of have one like that. It's like the different looping methods that you need to know for an array. Because that's like, people want to know, like, if you know the gotchas for if else, and people want to know the gotchas like for if else and like looping, organizing arrays, stuff like that. It's really dark outside, really bright in my room. Some obvious creepers going by. That's neat. So yeah, so interview questions are kind of tough. That was like kind of the purpose of the videos that I recorded, the interviews that I had. How many projects should you have before applying to jobs? At least 3, at bare minimum 3, and they should be showcasing everything that you've learned in each one of those projects. That's what I tried to do. And the one project I had was like, I was trying to showcase Angular, Firebase, jQuery, and like SAS, I think. How hard will it be to get a job without a degree? I think that's a question for Katie. Actually, no, it's a question for me too. It just depends on what you put into it. Like, are you gonna message the people that you're gonna go to the LinkedIn on the company and you're gonna message the people that work there? You're gonna be like, hey, what's up? I applied to your job. Do you work there? Can you forward me to the hiring manager? Are you gonna? Yeah, well, I was looking at the without a degree part, and then I realized that you have a degree too, and so like, yeah, I misread. What's my favorite meal? When cutting? I like Asian salad, like sesame stuff. Like the Asian Asian style salads are my favorite. They're light. Bulking, I don't do clean bulks, dude. I just eat food at that point. All bulk is good bulk when I'm bulking. Cookies, pizza, hot wings. I've never really specifically done a, oh yeah, chicken tikka, masala. Oh yeah. Chicken stir fry, yeah, that's the way to do it. Asian styles with the crunchy, wormy things. Yeah. Indian restaurants all day long. Hit me with some naan bread. So the thing about Indian restaurants is like, here's a big old plate of rice, and here's a little tiny portion of chicken. Oh, by the way, here's some naan bread. So we're gonna put some carbs on top of your carbs, and you can have a little piece of protein on there. What should you be doing with GitHub? Dude, no, post everything. So GitHub tracks your progress, like all your projects and stuff that you push, but it also tracks your progress, like that little area that shows like little green boxes, which shows how often you're pushing code. That's what they want to see. They want to see that you're pushing code consistently. I actually can't show that with my GitHub because all of the projects that I've worked on have required me to submit to like private GitHubs, or not even GitHub. Like at the job I had when I first got this job, we were using TFS. Have you ever heard of TFS? TFS is Team Foundation Server. It's a really shitty version of Git. And so like I can't put that on my Git because it's the company's Git. Like, so whenever I apply to a job and they're like, please submit your GitHub, it's like, I haven't pushed any code to this in a very long time, and I don't come home and code all day, every day. So I don't have a bunch of side projects of code to show you either. But I can show you what I've done at work if you want a code sample. Yeah, TFS is poop. TFS is like only one person can check out a file at the time. Like Microsoft just acquired GitHub, probably because TFS sucks and they realized it, because TFS is Team Foundation Server built by Microsoft. So I imagine that they'll probably merge the two somehow. I don't really know what, like you can't do Git flow with TFS. Do I have an opinion on it? The opinion is probably, that's a good choice by Microsoft, that's for sure. But GitHub is not the end-all, be-all. There's still Bitbucket, a bunch of other places you can submit code. GitHub GitHub, you can't even have a private repo. You have to pay like $7 a month to have a private repo or unlimited private repos. Bitbucket has free private repos. So if you're working on a side project and you want to push it somewhere, use Bitbucket. I wonder why they did it. I wonder what like their main purpose was. Like what are they planning to push? Because they have Team Foundation Server. I like spicy Indian food. Now I'm hungry. All I've got was this protein shake here, and like, oh yeah. So me and the boss, I prompted the boss today to make a Udemy course with me about UI, UX, and front end development. So I'm ironing out a curriculum for that. I think that'll be sweet. So she's got 20 years experience. She's got a lot to share. Cauliflower deliciousness. Alan doesn't eat vegan, right? He eats all the things. When is the course going to launch? I barely just made the curriculum, like a rough draft of the curriculum, like, because it's like UI, it's UI UX. And so it's like the fundamentals of UX, like guerrilla testing, user research, actual like application testing, design principles, and then on top of that, using Sketch and wireframes and all that stuff. I mean, I guess we'll probably do like some giveaways or something. What kind of specs I got? I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 1080, 3 monitors, this thing. Here, I can show you. Ignore the desk. All right, monitor number 1, got the Discord. Monitor number 2, Inception. Monitor number 3, nothing. Outside, there's the drone, and the drone is actually up there, and then that's not my computer anymore. And then also I have this mic, got the colorful keyboard here, RGB mouse. And then I have work laptop over here. Yeah. Did my boss go to school for development? No, she didn't even go to school for. She started going to school and she dropped out. Oh wait, also you guys, I got the Vive over there. There's the Vive underneath my curtain. Yeah, she started going to school, she dropped out, and then she got a graphic design job. The other boss I had before that, his name was Ben. He was pretty chill. I think he was in the Air Force, and he didn't go to school. He was self-taught. Boss I had before that was got a civil engineering degree, switched to coding. And then the boss I had before that got a mathematics degree, and then learned to code. Yeah, Ben was in the Air Force. He's a military vet. I'm 95% sure. Yeah, so all of my bosses don't have computer science degrees. He's mentioned it a few times. He would always say back when I was in the Air Force. I think that's how he had secret clearance so easily. Yeah, dude. Have a good night. I know which languages: PHP, JavaScript, C#. Let's see, those are like my top. Oh, Ruby. That's about it. Yeah, Free Code Camp updated their stuff pretty recently. PHP, let's see. Those are like my main. I wouldn't say that I'm like a professional dev at Python, but Python's syntax is pretty easy to do what you want to do. So I can usually just figure out whatever it is I want from Googling. Which one is the most difficult? Probably Ruby. C# is also kind of eh. DevOps is okay. I only work on Windows, and most DevOps is done on a Linux machine. So you have to learn the commands for the terminals in DevOps. You have to learn how to basically do everything that you would normally do with a mouse and keyboard in a visual UI in a terminal with no ability to click anywhere and activate anything. Ruby syntax, yeah, but the way Ruby does things, like how they do mapping with like objects, is so weird. It's so weird. I think Python is best. Rails apps get bloated because you're competing with the magic of Rails. When you want to do something custom, there's probably a Rails command for that. So if you try to build it yourself, Rails is going to interject and be like, sorry, we can do that for you. And you're like, wait, I want to do that, but slightly different. They're like, nope, this is how we're doing it. Boom. And then you have to like debug that for 5 hours. Every time I Stack Overflow Ruby problems, I just want to die. Backend language, just keep going with JavaScript. Learn up that Node. Node is JavaScript. You could also learn PHP or C#. DevOps is not a lot of programming. DevOps is just knowing how servers work, how you can use a Linux server, how you launch servers, how you write a little bit of code. You have to write some cron jobs to like deploy stuff like that, but not code in like the sense that we're talking about here. Like you have to write some jobs that say, okay, like midnight every night deploy, like continuous integration stuff. What backend language? Use on Salesforce. I don't know. Some people at my company use it. I've seen it a couple times. That's all I know. Oh, people at the company used to use it. And then we transitioned to our new CMS, which is literally an Excel sheet because they don't want to pay for Salesforce. Yeah, I recommend C# or PHP. C# you can learn if you like gaming. You can do Unity. Unity uses C#. You can build games in C#. I'm getting tired. I think everyone else is getting tired. 20 people, 10 people. I should probably go to sleep now, but I didn't. I anticipated like 4 people being here, and we got up to like 20. So, and you don't have to be a game dev with the intent on like making the next Fortnite. I actually came up with Fortnite Battle Royale before Fortnite Battle Royale was announced. Sucked. I was actively deving a multiplayer battle royale game with items that spawned around the map with different rarities like purple, green, and all that stuff where you could build. And then literally like 2 months into that development, Battle Royale was like, hey, guess what? Or Fortnite made it. They made an announcement. So maybe, I don't know. What are my plans for this YouTube channel? Minecraft Hunger Games. Yeah, that was real OG. But my like, I wasn't trying to copy anyone. Like, I still think my game idea is actually pretty relevant. I think it'd be pretty fun. I just can't do everything myself, especially networking. Networking is like a whole thing in itself. Plans for the YouTube to keep growing the channel and keep helping as many people as possible. I would like to just do this and like be a consultant and help people find jobs, give advice, and like run my own company. Like, I don't know, work with other companies and I don't know, do something, work for myself, grow this into something that's self-sufficient so that I can do this full time, and then help people. That's all I want to do. I'm on the way up. We'll get there. We'll get to Peter McKinnon levels. I just got to up my B-roll game and my angle of my camera game. A design slogan, something catchy? I don't really know. I'm not a designer. I know the principles of design and what makes a good design. I'm just not that artistic. All I want to do is just help people do what I did. Good night. See you on Marco Polo. Katie just now followed me on Twitter. Are you serious? I'll follow you back. Good night. As a junior dev, how much room are you given to figure things out? Well, let's see. Yeah, dude, your boss is going to be chill. They know what they're getting into. It doesn't even matter if you had a computer science degree, if you're from a boot camp. It doesn't matter. Anyone at their first job, especially software. Okay? You want to know what I did at my very first week at Code Bootcamp? Or not Code Bootcamp, at my Ruby on Rails job? I created a branch on GitHub, right? We learned GitHub and stuff. I created a branch. I pushed my branch, and then I approved my own pull request and merged it in. And then the boss was like, hey, yeah, you should probably never do that again. And I was like, cool. That's what I did in my very first week. And it wasn't something big, right? Because he knew I could do some stupid stuff like that, like where I could mess up. So he didn't give me a very big task. And so I was like, do I approve my pull request? And so I approved my own pull request, which is really, really, really bad. Never do that. And when you approve it, it gets auto-merged to development. And so, it's bad. Your boss is going to understand you. It's not like that Reddit post where the guy works at the startup and then, he deleted the production database. And then they were going to sue him. They fired him on the second day. Then they were going to sue him for deleting the production database, effectively nullifying everything. They didn't have any backups or anything like that. But that's the company's fault. You shouldn't be able to access that. You should have backups, and especially some guy that just joined shouldn't be able to access that. That's bad. You're going to be good. Don't even worry about it. You're going to make mistakes. But mistakes, making mistakes is not the same as failing. Failing is just when you decide that you're done trying. Making mistakes is essentially saying, I learned a way that didn't work. Hey, what's up, Joseph Chambers? I see your picture, but I cannot make it out. It's so small. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it into my browser. You're still tiny. Now you're super pixelated also. Well, I got to go eat some food here. Next 6 minutes. 10:30. Then I have to get up at 4:45. So what is that? Not a lot of sleep. That's what that is. Can't even do that math. Do you guys have any suggestions for... I'm coding ideas. Oh, what's up, dude? Suggestions for future vids. Because I've been trying to do this grind reel because I think that'd be super cool to document everything I do, but I don't want to put a 10-minute video of me mowing my grass, which I did film and I edited, and I decided that was the dumbest shit I've ever done, so I didn't post it. But there's this epic video of me that I put together of slow-mo me mowing my grass in first person. And it's just the grind reel, all right? What I do every day. I'm not Casey Neistat. I don't have a bunch of money where I'm flying off helicopters and stuff. But I still think it would be fun to document the day in the life of a software developer every day and kind of slowly transition, or not transition, but. And then in addition to those, short videos of just what I'm doing every day, it would be topics. So what I have in mind, I had a couple ideas recently where I'm going to do a Lambda School video where I talk about what they offer, who they are, and let's flip that around. So yeah, I'm gonna work with Lambda School, do like a review on like what they do, and then I was thinking about doing like a free code camp review and a Codecademy review, and like give my perspective on like what I think of the curriculum and like if it's viable for getting a job. I think that'd be neat. Am I interviewing because I'm looking for a new job or just to get my feet wet? I'm interviewing because I want to practice interviewing because that's the hardest part for me, and especially being whiteboarded. Very, I don't know, it makes me nervous. You can see it in the video. I'm not very good at being whiteboarded. You either have some idea how to do it or you have no idea how to do it. And so I just want to practice. Not particularly because I'm looking for a new job. Obviously, you can practice all day, so it's not the same thing. Not the same thing as a real deal. Can I do a video on tips on relocating for a job? That is super, super niche. How could we make that? How could we get that video to be helpful to more people? What can we include? 10 ways to get unstuck during your coding interview. I don't know if there's 10 ways. At least not for me. Usually one way. Passing an online test for a front-end developer necessary to get hired for the job. What kind of online tests are you taking? Like from the company? And I guess if it's from the company that you're applying to, it's probably pretty required. 10. So like when I was doing that coding interview, the second one, there was a piece of me that was like, just hit Control W on the keyboard and nope out. Just Control W and just be like, oh, sorry, internet disconnected. Sorry, can't do it. Like, oh, sorry, internet. Like, oh, disconnect, and then just like ghost. Like I really just wanted to close out. Oh, accidentally hit the power button on my desktop. Like that was my way, but I didn't do it. I was like, this will be valuable. I learned something from this. Just keep going. And then like sharing my screen, hoping someone doesn't slide in from the side like, what up? God, that would have been the worst. An arbitrary hacker rank test is like, they're going to give you a question that you might be familiar with. You may have seen it. You may have heard it. You may have some idea of how to attack it. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there and Google it. Oh, wait, but you can't Google it because they're watching your screen. And so it makes you look stupid. Or it makes you look resourceful. Which one? Yeah, usually the take-home tests are best. Take-home is like, here, please do this task. Fill out this project. Please send it back. Like I have, one dude made me I spent like, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours on a code project, and I didn't get paid to do it. Some companies will reimburse you to do it, and I didn't get paid to do it. And basically, he told me no. I made like this really cool, sweet React Redux application, doing everything he wanted. And then after like 2 months, I was like, yo, bro, you gonna give me this job? It's like, sorry, we found someone else. Okay, cool. So from now on, when people give me a take-home test that's like more than a couple hours, I want like at least $100 to do that. You better reimburse me for my time. Okay, my dudes, I have to go to sleep. I actually have to eat, go to sleep, do all that stuff. So I'm gonna sign off, make another vid tomorrow probably. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. If you got any questions, you can email me or put them in the Discord. If I can do it, you can. So I'll see you guys later.